Hi, I'm going to talk about how to access the homework for the online statistics course. So after you create your login, which you should have gotten or soon will get an email from me that has your login information, tells you, and it'll tell you step by step how to access and create this login. So you go to the login page, which is mathxlforschool.com, type in your username, password, sign in, and you should see this. You can just enter MathXL for school. Just a quick comment at this point, because sometimes this page doesn't come up right away, and I haven't figured out when it does not. But if you don't see this right away, you might see your name or something in the top right hand corner on this header bar here. And if you click on that and then click on My Places and then click on My Course, that'll take you here. So sometimes you have to do that extra step, and I don't know why, but sometimes that happens. Anyway, we click on Enter MathXL for School, and under the Student tab is where we're going to be looking at. If you click on Homework and Tests, you see all the assignments that you will do for this course. So there's several assignments that you can do, and we're going to click on one of them, and there's a couple things I want to explain. So I'm just going to click on, for example, section 2.4, question 1, and you can click on any question, but I would advise just to go in order. If you skip around a little bit because you get stuck, you can use this to skip around, or you can just go, advance by clicking right after you're done with each question. That works too. So I want to click on something where I have to type something in. So I want to find the range of the data set. So sometimes it opens a window, and the range of this data set. So it looks like my highest age is 34, my lowest range is 24, my lowest data value is 24, and the range is calculated by taking 34 minus 24, which is 10. So if I type in 10, I should get it right. But what happens when I type it in wrong? So let's say I type in the number 8. Okay, and then we can check our answer, and that's not right. And it tells me a little hint of how to do it. Sometimes this comes up, and sometimes it doesn't. You can, let's say I get the answer wrong again. Again, it gives me the same hint. And then let's say I get it wrong one more time, and it's a final check. So notice what happens is this comes up, and sometimes a lot of students stop here and they're like, oh, I got it wrong, so I have to go on. But notice it says similar question. If you click on similar question, okay, it gives you a different, it should give you, this graph looks a little different. Actually, the range is the same. But it'll keep giving you a different question until you get it right. So you can attempt every question as many times as you want. So you should theoretically be getting higher scores on your homework if you actually legitimately try on every problem. So I think the range is 10, and then notice that it says fantastic. They try to be encouraging, and you can move on to the next question. Okay. If you do get stuck on a problem, there's this question help button. It's very useful, and there's some things I want to point out in this. The first thing is help me solve this. This helps you solve the problem you're on. If you click that, it will give you a different problem. So you can use it, or you can just use view an example, which gives you an example of how to do the problem. For example, in this one, it tells you, okay, you click on the graph, okay, this range is 34 minus 22, which would be 12, and it goes through the steps of how to do it, okay, depending on how difficult the problem is. There's more or less steps, but you get the idea. So this is a very useful tool. A lot of students like this. If you, after you view the example though, and you still are stuck, there is Ask My Instructor, and this window pops up, and it'll automatically send an email to myself. And you can even put, I'll see the exact problem that you had, put a small message that it's on, or that you're having a problem with, or you think you're doing everything right, or whatever. And yeah, you can just send me a message. So that's a really neat feature, and I would advise, if you spend more than a few minutes on the problem and you have no idea what's going on, just move on and do this, and I'll try to respond to you hopefully within 24 hours, but I hope it's faster than that. And then there's some other things. We won't be using all of these as much, but there's a calculator. The textbook, if you click on that, nothing happens, so you shouldn't be able to view the textbook. If it does work for you, though, let me know. And yeah, those are the main things I wanted to point out. Some other things I want to point out to you is if you are doing this, going through the questions here, sometimes it tells you, and I'm trying to find a problem that does it, but I don't see. Oh, here's one. So it says round to 1 decimal place as needed. Make sure you pay attention to that, because if you put 2 decimal places in here, it very well may not mark it correct. So please make sure you pay attention to this. There's many times I get, kids click on the Access My Instructor button. I respond to them, and I simply say, well, your answer isn't rounded to the correct number of decimal places. So sometimes that is the simplest explanation. And yeah, and this is how you'll go through your homework. So then after you complete your homework assignment, you can click save, and you don't have to complete it all in one sitting. You can just go one question at a time. Even if a question is multiple parts, you can even stop in the middle. So it's very, I think this program is actually very user friendly. I like it a lot. And yeah, tell me what you think, if you have any strong feelings for or against it. But if you have any questions about it, let me know.